Hi there. I am going to show you how to make your own line drawings and transfer your composition. I update this every once in a while because my methods will change and I find better ways to do things. So this is the way I have evolved to do it at this point. I'm using a free site called iPiccy.com, IPICCY. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And I hit on edit a photo. Then I come up here to open to grab something from my computer. I know I'm jumping right in. And then I find the picture that I want, which I should have had ready, but here we go. Here's the one I'm doing in a class. And I take this picture that I'm going to do if I don't need to crop it or anything. I don't use, if you're, look over here on the left, don't use this auto fix. Go to the other magic wand next to it, to the left of it. Click on that and make it a black and white. If you need to adjust the contrast, which I don't think I need to on this one, put it back on 0. Anyway, or any other adjustments, which really there's only the contrast, then hit apply. And then over here on the left again, you're going to keep scrolling down till you find pencil sketch. Now on pencil sketch, it'll come out like that, which is fine. But I like to make the lines a little thinner and more accurate, so I move the strength down. And then sometimes I bring the fade in because with a little bit of the black and white, I can kind of see what I'm doing or where there might be a color change. And you can put as much or as little of that as you like. You know, you don't want to go all the way back to the black and white picture. You want it to be just the lines. Then hit apply. And up top, there's a save button, which you can just save to your computer. This is a totally free site. And then you hit save to computer. Okay. So that's one thing. Now I'm going to go to the my folder where I have that picture in my downloads now. And I am going to, whoops, I'm going to turn it into a PDF. And different people's computers do this different ways. Some you can just do save as PDF or whatever. I like to go to print as a PDF. I make it an 8 by 10 because that's probably what I want my final image to be. And I uncheck this fit in picture frame, which made a little smaller. If you want it a little bigger, you can go that way. But I'm unclicking it because I may want to have a little more area around it in my 8 by 10 format. And then I click print. And then what's going to happen is I will have, sorry, I'm just kind of getting out of this because I already have it here. Now I go to the picture of the parrot as a PDF and it's all ready to print. The reason I print it as a PDF and not as the photo is because you're going to use less of your printer ink, and really this black and white line drawing is just a throwaway. I'm going to trace from it and toss it. So I'm going to go to my menu, click on print, choose my printer, and here you can make it smaller too with a custom scale. And I click on the print in grayscale. That will save your colored ink and also the save ink and toner. So I make sure that I've got all of those clicked so that I use very little ink to print out this little black and white. Okay. Stop sharing. Now I'm going to go to my picture that I've printed out. I am working on this blue paper. It's Canson Me Tints. And before we get to this part, I want you to know that Canson Me Tints has two sides to it. And sometimes you just have to take a pencil. I'm going to take a white pencil because that'll show up. If you're buying individual sheets, it's very often the side with the label on it, but I've had them do it wrong. If you're if you bought a pad of them, you'll notice that it says pastel paper. And the front sheet, after you color on it for a while, has this honeycomb, and you will be fighting with that for your whole drawing. So you want to work on the back of the paper, which at first, okay, I see some texture. That's the tooth of the paper. It'll go away, but it's not coming up in that. It'll go away as I, change directions and whatever. It won't come up as this very strong honeycomb. So look for the label, or if you're taking the sheet out of your book, you want to use the back. It is the smoother one. And sometimes you don't notice because, I'm doing this and the tooth is coming up. You don't notice till you're really into the drawing that you're fighting this texture. So I have taped down my picture here, but before I tape it down, I take a pencil, a nice 6B pencil. They're so little and tiny because I do this. It has to be a 6B. Your 2B, your HB, your whatever is not going to work. Get a 6B pencil. It's nice and soft, but what the magic of the higher numbers with the B is that it puts down a lot of graphite. You can use those transfer sheets, but I find that this is a better way. Yes, I burned through pencils, but on the other hand, I burned through transfer sheets. The only time I use transfer sheet is on black paper. Now, my next thing is that I go along and first of all, tape it in place. I tape it in place so I can lift it up. And you're going to draw with a ballpoint pen. I have tried all the styluses and everything else. Ballpoint pen is the best. And I get some red ballpoint pens so that I can really see what I have drawn and what I haven't drawn. I just noticed a line that I wasn't sure if I'd drawn. I don't have to draw every single tiny feather, but, give me sort of the direction of, give me some of the main lines. Down here, I did put a few of them in because they're more important. As you go down a bird, their feathers change, and I do want to have, found another one I missed. Found a feather I missed. I do want to have that, but I don't have to draw every single little line. I mean, you can if you want. You can make yourself really super crazy with it. The ballpoint pen is great because if you press too hard, you're going to get a dent in your paper and you're not going to be able to color evenly there. So the ballpoint pen, you kind of find the level that is transferring the mark, but not making a dent in the paper. And then because it's a ballpoint, I can sort of roll along at that same pressure. So that's how I transfer it. I wanted you to know that because, in the beginning, a lot of times people follow along with me and they do the same drawing as me, and I'll send them out the picture from the that I've chosen to draw in class. But as you go along and you want to do your own, then you want to be able to make your own transfers from your own pictures or pictures that you've taken. And also, if you had something you wanted to add to this, well, then, I would do that on a separate thing and then place that and trace along with that one too. So there we go. This has been a little shop talk of how we do our own line drawings and transfers for your own compositions. And I hope you join me in class sometime. Thank you very much.